This is on the cut up into business cards, postcards pile, because it's not quite right. This one, however, is kind of lovely and a lot better because it's 2 passes of the silver pen. And over here, I've got all these silver pens, hold on, that are arranged in the amount of ink that's left. And I have so many of these type of pens with just this amount left in, all in here, that I need to do something about it. And what I haven't done with these pens yet that I probably ought to do is I know the length of the line that I'm going to plot on this piece of paper here. So if I measure and put a mark here and then run the plot, I'll be able to see how much ink has been used. And then when I look at a plot and I know that it's a 400 meter plot, I should be able to work out if each of these pens is good enough for it. And then I do need to figure out a sort of mini plots or something to do to use up the last of the ink in all of these pens because I've got too many of them. So that's pretty much it for this morning, is I'm going to run a few plots to work out how much distance I can get out of each of these pens. Alright, so the one that I'm going to plot is just under 50 meters and I have to run the plot twice. And that is conveniently 100 meters for this plot. That's going to work out pretty well. So let's find out how much ink 100 meters uses up. And we should be able to work out everything else from that. So we can do 44 millimeters per 100 meters of drawing. That should be enough to tell us how much I could do plots based on these pens here. So I can make some more of these and then possibly pop some of these into the shop. Not later this week, I think next week we'll get around to that. Much better weather today than yesterday, although it looks like I've got onto the talking about the weather part of the vlog on Tuesday already. I'm heading into the studio now. I've got a video to record about falling water. I finished that script yesterday. I still feel a bit odd about just standing in front of the camera and talking. I'm not quite comfortable yet. I kind of have to pretend that I'm going to be in presenter mode and then drop out of that character afterwards. But if I don't do it, then it's going to just drag on because there's so much other stuff going on this week. So I'll probably see you after I've made that video. I've decided not to do the video today because I really need to finish sorting these piles out because I've got all this. I've got this over here as well. These are the ones I need to take photos of to put in the shop. These I need to send to people. These I need to cut up. I keep putting this off and I don't think I'll be happy until it's all sorted. So that's what I'm going to be doing today. No videos. I just have to accept the fact that that's going to wait till next week. Got all this to unpack. This also arrived. This is a lovely pen plot from Jeff Weiss. Thank you very much for that, Jeff. I'm going to have to work out what I want to say today. They're up to something out there, so it might be noisy today. We'll see. I was asked the other day how I decide what goes into these Weeknotes and what I choose to film throughout the week, especially as essentially what I do a lot of the time is quite boring. I'm just sat at the computer just typing on my laptop working with code. So I guess there are two things that I kind of do. At the start of the day when I plan out what I'm going to do, I think, is there anything in here that anybody might find even vaguely interesting? And I'll make a note to record that. And the other thing that I do that I'm about to do right now is I sit down and I think to myself, what am I actually going to say? Because I know roughly what I want to talk about. But if I just ramble like this, it'll go on forever. But if I sit down and go, all right, I know I want to talk about this, and I want to say this, and I want to say this, then it all goes a lot smoother. So what I think I want to do now is talk about how I wasn't here for Wednesday and Thursday to explain why there's hardly any footage there, and cover that, and then talk about what's in these boxes. But I have to think about what I'm going to say. So I'm going to sit down now and sketch out what I want to say about these things, and then I will probably edit all this and call it a day on Weeknotes. All right, sorted it. We're going to have a call back to Tuesday about storing pen plots, the hexagon landscapes, and the silver pen usage. Probably going to talk about my laptop setup a little bit. It's all over there. Hello. And then the ultrasonic cleaner that's just there, and pen plotting tutorials, and then we'll wrap up. But we're going to start with montage. A few weeks back I posted a video of all these pen plots and prints. I'm not quite sure how to store them or what to do with them, and I had quite a bit of feedback from artists saying, I'm glad I'm not the only one who has stacks of pen plots around the studio. And Jen's recommended these folders for storing like plots and prints in, and I ordered a couple of them just to test if they worked, and they're really good. So I've ordered a whole bunch more because this folder here is like called pre-sell. These are the ones I still need to take photos of before I put them in the shop, and these ones are the ones ready to sell. I need to have the same again for A2 prints, and also I need somewhere to store the ones that I'm going to cut up or do other things with. So I've ordered a whole bunch more. I'm going to do that today, put the rest of these in there, and then I can feel like I've gained control over this area of the studio. In the pre-sale one, I've got a bunch of these hexagonal silver landscapes that I really like, and I figured, as I haven't put anything into the shop for a long time, that I'd get around to actually putting some things in the shop. I've got another couple to do. They're being plotted over here, and this is also part of this testing ink. I've got a whole bunch of these pens with hardly anything in them. I think I've talked about this the other day. So I've been measuring how much, all these little marks on here, I've been measuring ink usage, and I think I have the answer for these now. That means I can confidently use up the last of these pens, all these pens over here, and not worry about running out of ink. So 2 more plots to do today. I'll pop them in here, and then next week we'll probably take photos of them and get them in the shop if I stick to my schedule. Meanwhile, back over here, this has also arrived. Oh, I don't think I need to open it properly. Let's give it a go. One-handed. I wish I had everything on the tripod. Huh. Funny, I don't remember ordering those, but I guess I did A4 versions. This mouse mat is what I'm after. Let's set it up. Let's talk through this really quickly, because there's not much here to say. This controls the digital screen that flickers, headphones, Scarlett interface, monitors, painkillers, important, glasses so I can actually look at the screen, spare Remarkable nibs for my Remarkable that always lives down here for me to make notes on. Probably the most interesting addition to this setup, so this is the laptop I work on, obviously Dell monitor, fidget, measure, because when I'm packing things off I always want to measure them, and for some reason this has ended up living here. Torches so when the power goes out. A beehive something. Beehive, that holds sugar water, so if I come across a bee that needs some energy, I can use that. This is the latest edition, which is a loop deck, which I have to make editing my videos faster. I have lots of zooming in and jogging controls on these 3. Basically, I just want these 3 knobs. I don't care about all of this. I have a love-hate relationship with this. It speeds up my editing no end, but it also crashes about 3, 4, 5 times per session, and I have to restart the whole thing, which is annoying. So that, my Remarkable that sits here. Index cards, I can't survive without index cards. All my thinking and processing goes via index cards. You've probably seen that already. I have a whole stack here. I cut them in half so I get more of them. I don't want to waste any, so I use the backs. So that's what those are for. And that is my desk setup 2023. Oh, and fake plant, real plants. And I've got this thing that arrived the other week, the ultrasonic cleaner, which I need to make a video about, because I want to know how well it works, because I want to recommend it or not recommend it in the pen plotting tutorials, which are the next things that I want to do, because I still have a couple more videos to get out of the way, and I really want to get onto the pen plotting tutorial ones. I've been saying that since the start of these Weeknotes videos. Right, I better get on. I've got a lot to do, and then I'm going to edit this video up, so I'm really looking forward to sorting all this stuff out over here. Let us just check. I think we covered everything. The wrap. Oh, and here's a better view of that pen plot, which is amazing. So thank you very much again. I will see you in the hold on. It's all really kicking off out here. You see these barriers all around here? There's a big truck over there. These barriers are stopping people from getting into the entrance. I think I'm trapped. I don't think I can get out. Oh God. I will see you next week. Have a wonderful weekend. Bye.